Did you know that the shortest war in modern history only lasted 6 days? That's right, this war had it all: tanks, fighter jets, missiles, and even nuclear weapons. And it almost certainly changed the course of history. So let's talk about it. The year is 1967, and tensions are high in the Middle East. For years, the state of Israel has been fighting various Arab states. But things really start to heat up when Egypt closes off the Straits of Tiran to Israeli shipping. This is a big deal because it means that Israel can no longer get to or from their major port on the Red Sea, and so Israel knows that they have to do something to stop this blockade. But before we go any further, I need you to do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps out with the algorithm. Thanks. Alright, now back to the video. On May 1967, Israel launched a surprise attack against Egypt. They knew that they needed to act fast, and they wanted to catch Egypt off guard. The Israeli Air Force carried out airstrikes against Egyptian airfields, which destroyed or captured most of the Egyptian Air Force. But Israel wasn't just fighting against Egypt, they also faced attacks from Syria and Jordan. These Arab states had joined the fight to support Egypt, so Israel was now facing an all-out assault from 3 different directions. Despite being outnumbered, Israel was able to hold off the Arab states for several days. But they knew that they needed more help. On June 5th, the United States and the Soviet Union agreed to a ceasefire. They wanted to give Israel time to regroup, and also to try and broker a peace deal between Israel and the Arab states. But it seemed like this peace deal was never going to happen. The Arab states rejected Israel's demands and instead wanted to continue fighting. And so on June 8, 1967, Israel launched a counter-offensive. This would become known as the Six-Day War. Over the next 6 days, Israel fought against the Arab states. They took back the Sinai Peninsula from Egypt, the Golan Heights from Syria, and the West Bank, which included East Jerusalem from Jordan. By June 11th, the fighting had stopped. Israel had won a decisive victory. The war had been over in just 6 days, making it the shortest modern war in history. During the war, Israel had captured territory from 3 different Arab states. But perhaps even more importantly, they had established control over the Strait of Hormuz. This was a major strategic victory for Israel, because it meant that they could no longer be blockaded by the Arab states. The war had been over for just 6 days, but its effects would be felt for decades to come. One of the most important things to come out of the Six-Day War was the occupation of Palestinian territory by Israel. Prior to the war, Israel had occupied around 20% of Palestine, but after the war, they would occupy around 80% of Palestine. This would lead to the creation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Another thing that came out of the Six-Day War was the rise of political Islam. Many Arabs saw the war as a defeat not just for their armies, but for their entire way of life. This led many to turn to religion for answers, and this in turn led to the rise of political Islam and groups like Hamas. Finally, the Six-Day War also led to the Arab-Israeli conflict that we know today. The war was supposed to be about stopping the blockade of the Straits of Tiran, but it ended up being about much more than that. It was a war over land, resources, and identity, and the effects of this war are still being felt today. So what are your thoughts on the Six-Day War? Let me know in the comments below. As you may have noticed, there are a lot of wars and conflicts that have happened in the Middle East throughout history, and if you want to learn more about them, then you're in luck. Because I made a playlist of videos about various Middle Eastern conflicts. You can watch it here. Thanks for watching.